Hello, everyone. I'm sure you've all gone. This is part two because the first live stream video, my internet just went completely out and was not connecting. And so I had to reload my modem that had finished earlier today. So for those who don't know what happens in Ghana, you have to constantly be loading your modem with data. There's not, they do the postpaid with businesses and companies that they can pay at the end of the month. But for individuals, you have to always constantly be buying bundles to add to your internet. So I was on a Zoom call earlier today, a Zoom webinar earlier today that I thought was only going to be 1 hour, and it ended up being 3.5 hours. And the bundle that I had finished. And so I was relying on my MTN when I was doing my live stream earlier, and had some momentum going, great chat, great conversation, and then all of a sudden it just stopped and it froze. So my apologies, my internet was really acting up. So I am back. I have reloaded this. I had to reload this with data because my MTN one was not working. So my apologies for those who were on the live stream. I know some of you may have jumped onto something else because I saw someone's comment say, Vodamaya is going to be on soon. So they're probably going to go watch him right now if he's on right now. So congrats to him. He's at 500,000 followers on his YouTube. So he's been doing a great job. So I was talking about what is beyond the return. I can't even remember where I left off because I just started to get frustrated by the internet cutting out when it was just such good momentum. I had been talking about, for those of you who may be joining and you weren't on the first live stream that got disconnected, I was talking about Beyond the Return and the pillars of Beyond the Return. If you missed that, you'll have to go back and watch that video because I did go through a lot in the beginning portion of it. So Beyond the Return, I talked about the 7 pillars, which are Experience Ghana, Invest in Ghana, Diaspora Pathway to Ghana, Celebrate Ghana, Brand Ghana, Give Back to Ghana, and Promote Pan-African Heritage and Innovation. And so it got to a point where people were starting to ask me questions and make comments, and I was starting to give feedback on some of the things people were saying. And unfortunately, the internet decided to act up at the wrong time. Thank you for joining, Loretta. Ado Kwabena, thank you for joining. Helena Owusu, thank you. Romeo McRow, thank you. Yes, I was talking about Barbados. Thank you. I was talking about how the beginning of the year of return. Thank you for that comment, Romeo, to remind me where it was that I froze. So a lot of people don't realize that Beyond the Return, it's 10 years, first of all, a 10-year initiative, and that there were activities that started already in the beginning of the year. And unfortunately, because of the pandemic, things kind of went to a screeching halt. So in the beginning of the year, a team from our office with Ghana Tourism and Beyond the Return went to Barbados to meet with them there. And they actually had this year planned to be We Gathering, which was supposed to invite people who are from Barbados to go back home and celebrate with this year activity. And then they had some of their delegates, their tourism ministers and delegates come to Ghana to come and talk about collaborating and talk about how to encourage people from Barbados to come to Ghana and people from Ghana to go to Barbados and have some type of cultural exchange between the two countries. And there's a lot of conversation happening about trying to get direct flights from the Caribbean, because right now, as it stands, even though some countries in the Caribbean like Jamaica and Trinidad, they don't need a visa to come to Ghana, they have to travel through the US to come to Ghana, or they have to travel through the UK to come to Ghana. When if they had a direct flight, it could be just a 5-hour flight, but it ends up being like a full day journey to have to go to the States first before you can come to Ghana. So I know there's a lot of conversation happening behind the scenes, trying to see what can be done to try to get direct flights to Ghana, and then flights from Ghana to the Caribbean islands as well. So it is a work in progress. And so shortly after they left, there were some attorney generals, 6 Black attorney generals who came from the US to Ghana. And there was a conference that happened, Attorney Generals, it was an Africa conference, and they were discussing ways to come together, ways to collaborate, ways to start initiatives being in the US as African Americans, and ways to find ways to connect with Ghana and the history, heritage, and culture. And so when they went back, literally within days, New York was the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic. And, around the world, people shutting borders and all that stuff. So you all know the rest of the story. Borders closed and everything just stopped. So the momentum that was started just, ended. The other thing that was supposed to happen during this Beyond the Return was in May. Memphis in the US, Memphis has this event every year called Memphis in May. And Memphis in May, they usually highlight a country that they profile, and they have artists come and collaborate and perform. This year was supposed to be Ghana. Memphis in May was supposed to have Ghana. And so, artists from Ghana were supposed to go and perform. I believe Sarkodie and Stonebwoy, if I'm not mistaken, were supposed to go there and perform. And then the National Theater troupe in Ghana. The National Theater is a major theater in Ghana, and they have a rich cultural troupe and drama and all that. And they were supposed to also go to Memphis and do some performances. And then there were also plans for students from Memphis to come to Ghana and have some type of, cultural exchange, student exchange, and learn. So there were little things that were being set in place that unfortunately the pandemic has just it just stopped everything. So, but, slowly things are coming back up. They anticipate borders to be opening sometime soon. The president's most recent address, President of Ghana, President Nana Akufo-Addo, made a statement that he wants to make sure that they're able to test every single person that comes into the country for COVID-19 before actually opening the borders. So we'll see what the capacity is if they're able to do that, but that's kind of hinging on the plan as to when they can open. He did say that he's hoping to open in September, but we'll see what actually happens based on him saying that they want to make sure they have the testing capacity in place. So in the meantime, there is something that Ghana Tourism launched called Ghana Gurus, which is a website that is supposed to help teach people about tourism in Ghana and certify people in information in Ghana. So the website is ghanagurus.com. Let me just type that. I should type that in the box here so that people can find it. And people can go there and learn some things about Ghana and get certified. So it's got different courses that are in line with introduction to Ghana. There's coming to Ghana, moving around Ghana, cultural and regional background. There's also ecotourism and adventure. There's heritage, and then meeting in Ghana. So they're free. It's a completely free online courses to get information about Ghana and learn about Ghana and get certified. So that's something in the meantime. And I know that there are some people who are trying to do virtual tours. I don't know who's actually finalized in doing it, but I know people have been talking about it because of the fact that borders have been closed for so long. Within the country, they're trying to promote more tourism within Ghana and tourism within your own country. A lot of times people don't travel to places in their own country, and Ghanaians tend to not travel as much within their country unless they're going to like a wedding, to see family, to go to a funeral. So we'll see how local tourism goes if it improves during this time. Olasumbo, thanks for joining in. He said, peace and Black Power family. How are you? I am good. Thank you. Hope you are well too. So as I was saying, Beyond the Return is 10 years. So there's lots of time. lots of time to connect with people, lots of time to connect with the country, lots of time to come, take your journeys, invest, do the things that you want to do. So yeah, so this is part two. Part one video, for those of you who were on before, you can go back, who were not on before, you can go back and check it out. That video, I went into a little bit more detail talking about all of the 7 pillars of Beyond the Return. And so if you have questions, feel free to put comments and I will do my best to answer the comments. So this live chat, as I had said in the previous video, I was saying that I've added the super chat, which is new to me. I got a message from YouTube saying that I can use super chats. And basically, if you want to support my channel, support the content that I'm doing, you can do a super chat and your comment will be highlighted. I do appreciate it. It's usually used on live streams like this. So thank you so much, Ruffin Afambo, for tuning in today. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. And yeah, and so I think that's it, because I did go through a lot before. And then this time I just wanted to finish off what I was trying to finish before my internet decided to cut out. So I do have more content coming. I would love to be doing more. I keep getting people messaging me still saying that, you know, Motamaya, you should do what Motamaya is doing and all that kind of stuff. And he and I, it's funny because we laugh about it when we talk on the phone. Some of the things, he's like, do they not know we're friends? And do they not know we talk? And so, I mean, he's doing it full time. So he's able to get the momentum he's doing. And I think it's fantastic. I have a full-time job on top of trying to do the YouTube, on top of some other initiatives that I'm working on as well at the same time. So if I had 100% focus on being able to do this, I would love to. So, but I should build a team. I should start working on building a team so that I can get more content out to you, because I have a lot of stuff that I just haven't shared. I was going through organizing my hard drive and finding lots of stuff like, oh yeah, I forgot about this, I forgot about that, forgot about this, from last year during the year of return. There were so many special moments and special things and great experiences. So I'll yeah, I got to work on it. I keep promising, and I got to deliver on my promise. So in the meantime, I do appreciate all of you tuning in. I do appreciate all of you, your comments. I appreciate everything. I wouldn't be doing this without you. A lot of you encourage me and it keeps me going, because there have been times I've been like, are people even hearing, you know? Yeah, so I do appreciate it. There is one thing I wanted to address actually from a previous comment from an old video. Not that old, but from maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was going to do a special video on this particular one, and I decided not to, because I recorded the video and I was so frustrated and so angry in the video that I was like, I don't think I want to post this. But it was a particular person who made a comment on one of my videos, and that person basically, I've seen, made a lot of negative comments on other people's videos. And it's always comments from people who are from the diaspora, who are making videos being in Ghana or being in other African countries. And this particular person basically was saying, we don't want you here. We don't want failed diasporans coming to Ghana or to Africa. We don't want failed diasporans coming with baby mama and baby daddy drama. That's what this particular person said. She is, in my opinion, has been quite toxic in some of her comments. And I wanted to address it, but I was so angry when I read the comment, and when I did the video I was going to post, I decided not to post it because I was very angry about it. But I've gotten a little bit of composure now. So what that video revealed to me again was the division that happens in the Black community, the divisiveness that happens, the we versus them, the I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not you, you're not me attitude that exists amongst some people in the Black community. And I think it's very sad. So, for instance, there's Africans when they go to America who have said that they've experienced negativity. People who've talked about in the past being called African booty scratchers and stuff like that. And then there's African Americans who come here, and some people may not be as welcoming because they don't really understand each other. And I think the lack of understanding of each other is a big problem. And we have to have these conversations in order to understand each other. So for instance, if you're a person who is an African, born and raised in a Black African country, you've never experienced racism, your family has never been part of the descendants who were taken away, you don't have a full understanding unless you have a conversation with people and you sit and you listen and you try to empathize with what they're going through and what they experience historically. If you are an African American or a Caribbean, because I grew up, in Canada, being around a lot of Jamaicans, and there were some Jamaicans who say I'm not an African. And there was a lot of negativity towards Africans when I was younger, not so much now, because now it's suddenly the script has been flipped, and being African is not as negative as it was before in the old days. And so then you have the attitudes of people who say they are not African, and then there's this negative spirit to it. Like, then there were African people I knew who would pretend to be Jamaican because it was cool to be Jamaican and didn't want to embrace that they're Africans. So anyway, I'm saying all this to say that when I hear comments like the comment that came from this particular person, it just is very upsetting. And to say failed diasporans coming, I think is ridiculous. Why does it have to be that somebody failed to come to Africa? So does that mean that the Africans who choose to go to America are failed Africans to go there? Like, I think it's ridiculous. People make choices to move somewhere. People make choices to go somewhere that they feel that they're going to be connected with. And I think it's wonderful when people say that they want to come to an African country, because in the past, the negativity was always that Africa is just full of poverty, full of disease, full of conflict, full of, all this negative stuff that you would see. And now people are waking up and seeing that it's not all negative. People had based 54 countries on maybe 6 or 7 that may be having issues. And then they blanket the whole continent that way. Like, I remember being in school when there was famine in, Ethiopia, and you're the only Black kid in class, and everybody looks at you like you're supposed to know everything that's going on in Ethiopia, or you're poor, and you're like, I don't have the answers for the whole continent of people when one country is having this issue. And so the perception becomes that the whole continent is a certain way. So it's just really interesting. And just like right now with the pandemic, I have some friends in Canada who said that they thought that COVID-19 was ravaging here, and that people were dying like crazy because the news was focused on South Africa. So the continent has over 1 million cases of COVID-19 infections confirmed, and more than half of them are in South Africa. And so the news, apparently, I'm not in Canada in the States, but according to my friends there, they've said the news is focused on what's happening in South Africa. So what's happened is the way the story was being told, my friend thought that was all Africa. And I was like, that's South Africa. That's one country. And the rest of the continent, yes, there are infections increasing, but the death toll is relatively low compared to when you see what was happening through Europe, what's happening in the US, and what's happening in Canada. The death toll is much lower in Africa. And I know it's baffling scientists around the world why Africans aren't dropping like flies. So when I hear the news also say that Black people are predisposed to the disease, I also say the continent, people aren't dropping like flies. I don't know. So Yes, it's spreading, and yes, it's a deadly disease. I don't deny that the disease is bad, and it's horrible, because I do know people who have almost died here in Ghana. Two people who almost died from it. It was quite serious. However, most of the people have been recovering. I think Ghana has, I think it's like 45,000 cases, and there's over 41,000 who are actually recovered. And then the death rate, the last I checked was a couple of days ago, it was about 260, I think, have died in Ghana. And Ghana's population, I would say, is similar to like the state of California. So, yeah, it's just interesting. It's just interesting when you see the different narratives told. So anyway, going back to that person who made that negative comment, basically, we need to communicate with each other more and learn from each other, in order for us to have a sense of unity, have a sense of unity, in our progress. A person who's in the US can be supportive of a person who's on the continent, and vice versa. We learn from each other. With like when Black Panther came out, it was like all of a sudden everybody was looking to Africa, looking to what's going on in the culture. And now with Beyonce's Black is King, there's been mixed reviews, people who love it and people who hate it, some people who say it's problematic, some people who say she's just highlighting parts of the culture. But whatever the case is, whatever you think, it has brought a spotlight onto the continent for people who didn't pay attention to the continent. So Africa is the future. That's what I'll say. Africa is the future. And the thing is, it's a place that is about building legacy rather than an instant gratification or instant success. It takes time, and you have to think about it as a long-term thing. Because some people want something to happen within like a year, but people don't realize things take a few years to happen. Sometimes it could take 5-10 years to see the results of something that you're working towards. And then the media will make it seem like it's an overnight sensation, but you've been busting your ass doing it for a number of years. So just keep on pushing, keep on hustling, whatever it is you want to do. There are so many things that we're all doing and working towards. I see Olasumbo said, I love Black is King, watched it twice, still don't understand the issue. Yeah, I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I watched about half of it. I still have to finish it off. And then you also said black seed oil is amazing. Yeah, actually, yeah, black seed oil is good. There's so many different oils from different plants and seeds here that are really good. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for paying attention to me talking today. And thanks for those who came back from the other video that cut off during the live stream. So I thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I recently went to a restaurant, a wine bar. The place I went to for my birthday, they've moved to a new location. So I went to go check it out. So I have a video on that coming soon. The videographer who filmed it has the footage, so he has to edit it and give it back to me so I can post it. So I have that coming soon, and a few other things. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It is, what time is it now? It's 5:30 in the afternoon over on the East Coast, my friends there. Here in Ghana, it's about 9:30 in the evening. So I'm gonna make myself some tea and start winding down. I do have some work to do, so I'll probably do a little bit of that before I wrap up the evening. But thank you so much for watching, and yeah, always put stuff in the comments. I do my best to respond to everybody when I can. So thank you so much. Have a fantastic evening, and talk to you soon. Bye.